Thomas here. What I'm going to talk about today is the Viking Cruise experience. My wife and I went on one of our first ever cruises. We went Viking. We went on the Mediterranean Odyssey cruise, which basically takes you from Barcelona to Venice. And the cool thing about this cruise was it was an all-inclusive cruise. It was incredible. And so what we're gonna talk about on this video is really the top 10 things and the reason why before you die and somebody puts you 6 feet under or they cremate you or whatever, that you need to go on a Viking cruise. And many of you have gone on other cruises, but there is nothing like a Viking cruise. And at the end of this video, I did some clips. We take you on a tour of the ship on the Viking Star to really kind of oversee the amenities that are involved. So it's worth the money. Pay the money, put it on the bucket list, and do it before you're unable to walk, because it's an incredible experience. So the first one, number 10 on the list, is inclusiveness. No nickel and diming you. Even the wine and the beer is included. At the end of the beginning of the excursions, they hand out water. They filled up our bar and our cabin every night. Everything on this cruise, except for hard liquor, is included. And we were never worried about pulling out our pocketbook or pulling out extra money. Even the excursions, even you get an excursion, is included on the cruise. And a lot of cruises, you know, they charge you a lot of, they charge you a little amount of money, but they're gonna nickel and dime you every piece that they can. Viking does not do that. The number 9, there are representatives all around you. And so when you're going on the excursion and when you're going and seeing these different countries, we went to 7 countries in 13 days. There's representatives all over the place for pickup points, how to get to specific areas, where to go. They will answer any question about the country that you're going in at any time that you want. There's also phone numbers, there's information, there's resources, there's all sorts of apps that you can get that are going to help you on the excursions to make sure that you have an incredible experience. Number 7 on the list is space. Massive space. These ships, even though they're not as big as some of the other cruises, the Viking Star, you will see at the end of this video, you think and you feel like you have the entire ship to yourself. Every stateroom has a veranda. So when you're pulling into port or when you're out to sea, you can sit in your cabin and you can just really enjoy yourself without having massive crowds. Several times we went to use the pool, the sauna, the hot tub. We were the only ones there, and it felt incredible to be on this massive $250 million ship, and it feels like you have the whole thing to yourself. Number 6 on the list, cleanliness. Man, they go to great lengths to clean and clean and clean. Every tiny nick on the ship is methodically worked on in detail. Even our stateroom, there was a little nick on the running board on the bottom. We came in and they were working on it. They were fixing it. Our stateroom is cleaned multiple times. 2 times a day, they had somebody cleaning our stateroom and doing turndown service. It was phenomenal. Food. So this would be number 5 on the list. The food has themes. There's surf and turf night. There's Croatian night. There's crab and lobster night. There's crab every day. There's a sushi bar every day. And there's different restaurants that you can go to. You name it, you will experience some of the most amazing culinary experiences that you can get. I think it's foie gras, duck liver. I mean, they really just do an incredible job on the food. And there's always something different. If you're hungry, if you want a snack, there's always something different. And it's included. There's no extra charge. They're not going to nickel and dime you. Number 4 on the list, actually that would be number 5 on the list, intimacy. It is just a really, really intimate setting. and the intimate setting is such that you really feel romanticized. You really feel part of something special. You really feel that the cabin and the crew go out of their way to make you feel special. It was our anniversary. We came in and they surprised us. We had a beautiful bottle of champagne that I drank that whole damn thing. A cake, all right there, all for us. Incredible. The 4 on the list, number 4, hopefully I don't get these in order, port talks and lectures. Okay, they bring in professors, ambassadors from all over the United States that have been to these countries, and you learn amazing things about the places that you're going. You learn about the culture. Going to Rome, I can't tell you how many passengers that I talked to that didn't go to a port talk had absolutely no clue about the places we were going to because they didn't go to the lectures. And that we look like we were a bunch of badasses. Go to the port talks and the lectures. You will learn some incredible things about the country. You get to talk to the ambassadors. You get to talk to the professors about the cultures, and you really understand how small the world is and how the United States is an incredible place and how the history of the world, and we really took a lot of the cultures from different places, truly a melting pot in the United States. They teach you all about it. Amenities, hey, no casino. There's no casino, but who gives a rat's ass? Because you still have the pool, you still have the spa, you still have the nail salon, and they're all world class. The weight room, there's a snow room. There is where there's actually snow in the room, like it's freaking nuts. So that would be the number 3 on the list. Is the amenities on the ship are incredible. Number 2, top 2 things I would say is the excursions. There's an excursion that's included for free. A lot of them are just basic, they show you a little bit about the area and they let you kind of go do your thing. A couple do some of the optional tours where you kind of get inland a little bit. Those are really cool. The other thing I'll tell you about the excursions is that if you have limited mobility and the excursion says demanding, don't do it. We had people that were older. They were older, and it was a demanding excursion. And we're talking like thick, narrow ways. You're walking into castles. You're walking up steep inclines, and there was a lot of walking. And luckily Viking was courteous enough. They would have a taxi come and take them back to the ship. But understand that if you take some of these demanding excursions and you can't make it, you are impeding on everyone else's experience. And so demanding is demanding. There's a lot of walking, but the excursions are awesome. And the other thing, a lot of the excursions, the 7-8 hour excursions, you're packing a lot in. I mean, you really are seeing a lot of stuff in a very short time. I mean, to try to experience, everything you want to experience in Corfu, Greece in a 7-8 hour period is really, really a challenge. And it really makes you want to go back. And then, it gives you a reason to go back to Corfu, to go back to some of the other places and enjoy the experience again. But I would just say on the excursions, they are heavy weighted in the sense that they're packing in a lot of stuff in a very short time, but definitely worth it. And the first one, the service on Viking, number 1, they know your name, they get to know you, the people, the crew, the staff, they really go out of their way to make this something special for you. And you're not just a piece of meat. You're not just another body on the ship that's fighting to get on the escalator or fighting for a pool space. Really anything that you want, they're gonna go out of your way. And so we're gonna go on now. We're gonna show you some of the videos on the cruise of what you can expect And in the next segment, if we get some time to do it, I'll give you some tips and tricks on what you can expect going onto the excursion and going and making the most out of your Viking experience. Thank you. The staterooms on a Viking cruise are really incredible and something to take note of. You have a ton of space to sit. You've got all of your cubby information here. They give you a small refrigerator that they stock daily. And of course, you get your own private patio where you get to see all of the beautiful sights that you're going. I recommend that you stay on the port side of the ship simply because you get a lot more views. But in terms of amenities and space, it really is something to die for. The other thing that is really cool about the cabins is you get 2, sometimes 3 room services a day. So they're constantly coming in, filling up your water, checking on you. They're doing a turn down service when you're out at dinner. And so my wife and I, we celebrated our 25-year anniversary, and the crew did a great job in providing cakes and champagne on our anniversary day, and it was just something that made us feel special, totally world class. You really can't beat this on a cruise liner. So when navigating around the ship, because there's not that many crowds, I recommend taking the stairs. There's not too many floors, and it's about twice as fast as taking the elevator because you don't have to wait. So I'm going to deck 7. So another thing is the space. So the space that you have on the ship is tremendous. Like, there's 1,000 people on this boat, and you can see you pretty much have, you feel like you have the whole ship to yourself. And for couples that want to get away, for couples that want to have an anniversary, you are in probably the most intimate setting that you can get on. I used the infinity pool here a couple times, and you really, many times I've had the whole thing to myself. And this is one of 2 pools that you have, and of course a beautiful, spacious outdoor dining area. And you can see it's 6:30 here, and there's nobody. It feels like there's nobody here. And so again, just a really intimate space for couples to enjoy themselves and relax, because the majority of your day is really spent on your excursion on the shore, and then you have the nightlife to spend with your loved ones, your family, or your spouse. So, all right, so here we are on deck 7, the pool, and you can see this is 6:30, it's dinner, it's surf and turf night, they have lobster. If you were to swim right now, you would pretty much have the whole pool to yourself, and just a beautiful environment. The staff is incredible, and they when you look around, just again, plenty of space. You get to choose really where you want to go on the ship. And if you just want to go and hang out, you have all of this private space right here, all the private space to come in and just hang out and chill. If you have a laptop and you want to do a little bit of business, if you just want to play board games, or you want to, bring a Xbox or whatever you want to do, they have reading books that you can choose from the library. Just a really, again, intimate environment, and it doesn't make you feel like you're on a regular cruise ship.
Can you just order me a Chardonnay when the guy comes? What?
So here I am on the upper deck of the captain's lounge, and you can see there's no one here. Even though there's 1,000 people on this boat, it really does feel like you have everything to yourself. Just quiet, cool. There's not a lot of screaming and the chaos that can happen on a lot of cruise ships, because with Viking, your experience is spent on the shore, enjoying the lands, enjoying the places that you're going, and seeing all the sights that there are. And then when you get back to the ship, really that's the time to kind of relax and chill out and have a good time. I could just hang out here like all day. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? Like, this is really, as they say in Disney, if you're a DVC member, home away from home. Welcome home. All right, so here I am on the sun deck, and when the weather is nice, sometimes they close this because the weather can get really stormy, but as you can see here, beautiful. We're right in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. We just left Croatia, and we're heading to Venice right now. And so again, if you just want to hang out, if you want to do workout, they have exercise, they have games. I mean, some of the games I've never even played in my life, but they are all accessible. Nobody's fighting over a spot on where they want to go or what they want to do. There's just a ton of activities that you can do as a couple. If you meet friends, you can do that as a group. So what you see down here is the actual pool area, or the pool and the bar. And this entire deck slides open when the weather is too cold outside, or when you can see right now it's pretty windy. When it's too windy, they'll close this for special events. But when the weather's nice or we're at port, they open it up and you get the sun coming in. This allows you to really use the pool or the jacuzzi under any weather condition, and it's really, really nice. And as you saw earlier, you're not fighting over a lawn chair, you're not fighting over a space. I mean, here again, there's nobody here, although there's over 1,000 people on this boat, because Viking keeps it intimate, and Viking makes the experience that this is about you, and it's not about all the other 5,000 people on the boat. Don't forget the weight room. Practically you have the whole thing to yourself unless you want to go to the sports deck on the top and work out. But you have all the Nordic, all the weights, everything that you need to work out and just stay fit. So in Viking Cruises, they have what is called a thermal room, which is a room full of high heat jets, saunas, and they actually have an ice room with real snow. And so you basically will come in here, you do it 3 times. So you start off in the steam room over there, and you sit in there, and so you pretty much cannot take it anymore. And then you come in here into the ice room and you freeze your ass off, and really it is supposed to hydrate or really get your blood circulation going, and it's supposed to be also great with the skin. But who would know, on a cruise ship, snow, you have snow on a frickin' cruise ship. Really, really cool. And so this is the thermal pool where you can go and relax and really enjoy yourself. And then if you want, you can go into the ice lounge, you can relax, or you can go into the steam room. In this case, it's temporarily closed. They're doing a little bit of cleaning in it, but it is still incredible. And all of this, there's no extra charge for this. It's included on the Viking Cruise. This is one of the hidden gems of the cruise. Not a lot of people use this, but if you see, you pretty much have the whole thing to yourself. Not a lot of crowds, not a lot of people, very, very intimate. And so as you can see here, you really have the entire sauna to yourself. On many occasions, there may be 1 or 2 or 3 people here, but this is the epitome of relaxation, because you're not fighting the crowds, you're not fighting people really trying to clamor for space. I just absolutely love this experience. Maybe I'll jump in later, I'll bring my camera, and we'll we'll have a party together. If you want a his or her like private sauna experience, the men's locker room, you've got your own private lockers right here. You can enjoy the sauna by yourself, or you can enjoy the jacuzzi. It's at about 105 degrees by yourself. That is not co-ed. The thermal room is co-ed, so male or female can go into this, but this is the men's locker room. And again, you've got your couches, places to hang out. Incredible 5-star experience. So to conclude this video, everything you need is on the ship. Whether it be shopping, there are all sorts of nooks and crannies on the ship, whether it be high-end perfume or facial creams or handbags. There are a lot of little nooks and crannies that you can get what you need. There's a little minute mart if you forgot your toothbrush or mouthwash or deodorant. All of the necessities and gifts you can buy. The jewelry department is amazing. There are several restaurants on the boat to eat at. One of our favorites was the pool bar, deck, and grill. Really a relaxing atmosphere with different foods daily. The Manfredi's is an Italian restaurant. But most important, I would say, on the cruise is that there is no right or wrong way to enjoy the cruise. Have your own schedule and take the time to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful ship, because you really do feel, in many cases, like you have the entire ship to yourself. And if you ever need help on the ship, there's always somebody there available to help you. And one thing, if you ever need help on a Viking cruise, don't hesitate to visit the Explorer's Desk. Anything you need can be found and done with the team on Viking at the Explorer's Desk. Missing a room key, upgrading a credit card, changing excursions can all be done at the Explorer's Desk. So I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe. It's been an incredible experience for us visiting with the Viking team and Viking Cruises, and this will not be our last cruise. We will continue to go on these cruises and post further reviews in the future because this has been a life-changing experience for us, and hopefully it will be for you too. Thank you.